Hey, hi, hello, this is Chaos and Cat. I got it right easily this time because I knew what I was headed into this time. I'm Kaylie.
Oh, and I am Laura, also known as Chloe's mother today.
Yeah, I'm just Kaylie today. I didn't bother.
That's the Chloe we're talking
about. Welcome to the pod. We were just sitting here chatting, and I'm like, let's just start recording since we're just chatting right now.
She takes it too far. I'll give her love, and then she wants to absolutely, obliterate my faces with kisses and claws. So. It's true.
Just so kissable and clawable, you know?
Thanks. I love that. I love that for me.
I love that for me, thanks so much.
But how have you been, lady?
Oh, I've been okay. Nothing too crazy going on right now. I really wish the snowing on every single fucking weekend would just stop.
I got that this time. I got 5 inches of snow on Saturday and about 3 inches of snow on Friday. So.
It snowed yesterday, all day. It's gone now. Literally
Exactly.
gone overnight.
Yeah.
But I'm just so, that's the thing. I'm so irritated because we can't do anything when it's just fucking gross and snowy out. And I'm like, guys, I don't care if it rains. I can still go out and do stuff in the rain. But snow, I can't.
I don't mind rain as much just because we've gotten so much snow, but I am kind of sick of the rain too because if it's not snowing, it's raining.
Oh yeah,
but it's spring, so I get it.
But that's the thing is, I know it's the wet season. Yeah. We're in the wet season. It's rain time, and we need it for leading into the summer. It's gonna get all the plants going. Everything needs the water, the rain, all that fun stuff. Fine, it's fine. I get it. But can we stop with the fucking snow, rain, snow, rain, snow, rain, 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 rain? Sun for 2 seconds.
Yeah, and it's usually on a Tuesday. It's like middle of the week, random shit. You can't get any really, so.
I can't do it anymore. I need it to stop, okay? I'm losing my mind. I need the sun to come out. Please, I already only get the sun for such a short period of time.
Especially in Maine.
The sun.
Especially in Maine, y'all. I thought it was kind of Massachusetts.
Yeah, Massachusetts.
Yeah. But Maine, oh boy.
Oh yeah, Maine is, we're practically in Canada. We get very
practically in Canada. How far away is the border?
Not us. We're
but Canada
far.
is.
We're reasonable distance from the border.
Okay, just wondering who I should go to when shit hits the fan. It's you.
More than likely me, because I'd probably be closer.
Carpool.
But yeah, we can do that. Absolutely. But yeah,
So
no. Other
than
than
the crinkling, my dog's having the time
fine.
of her life.
I can
chewing her chicken.
It's fine. It's whatever.
I think it's cute as hell because at least she's having fun now.
I think Peanut Gallery just got home.
Oh.
I think one of the peanuts just got home. Okay.
Getting crazy
over
back
here.
there.
My goodness. But yeah, other than being driven insane by the lack of sunshine.
Yes. Nothing much going on?
Not much. No.
I feel that. I think, like I was telling you, I went to a concert on Friday and then went also last night. So we stayed in Boston. And then we did stay in Maine last night. So I could have probably been in your general area, but things were crazy. So if we were staying the weekend or something, I'd have been like, hey.
Right.
But we saw Millennium Friday and then Killswitch Engage on Saturday. So very marked bands, but they still put on a great show.
Yeah.
And aside from that, I don't know. Things have been pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
Just doing life.
You should either bring your microphone a little closer to you or turn it up just a little more.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Or should I turn it up?
I think that's better.
Because I think like it depends. If I'm feeling very animated or whatnot, I get real loud. But if I'm just chatting, I get real quiet. Even my therapist is sometimes like, huh?
I can be like that sometimes too. It's okay. It happens. It's not the end of the world.
Okay. If you guys don't hear me, it's because I don't want you to hear my secrets.
Because I don't want you to. I don't want you to hear me.
It's intentional.
Yeah. But I'm glad you had fun at the show.
Yes.
That you had fun with everything. Sounds like it. You also get your hair cut.
I did, and so I look like an 80s lesbian that wildly resembles my mother. But I love it. I do think a girl thought I was hitting on her in the bathroom last night, because I was kind of dressed in a lesbian-ish outfit and had lesbian-ish hair. And I was stoned, so I was kind of silly-goosey even with a stranger. So.
I was exuding lesbian, but guys,
I
swear.
was.
I'm not full lesbian. All right.
So sorry, I am having a relation with...
I am in a committed relationship with a man. I know. Crazy, but...
Yes, it's crazy.
One of the few decent ones that popped up in the world and you claimed him. Peanut Gallery wants to make a comment, but Peanut Gallery's walking away.
Oh. What did he say? What was
he just has... No, he didn't say his... He just said he has comments.
Well, why are you letting us just, like... I can't hear what he's saying, so I'm just kind of trying to make out.
He said relationships as a whole, social constructs around gender roles. What were the other two? Very descriptive activities of a perverted, vulgar nature. Those are some of the comments he has.
Well, first of all,
so,
I'm gonna have to ask you next time, Peanut Gallery, to fucking spit it out. The first time.
Laura says next time just spit it out. He said, okay, noted. Anyways.
I need clothes.
But yeah, you did. You exude lesbian, but you're not a full lesbian. It's fine.
It's fine. It kind of makes me more confident, alright?
It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I'm cool with that. Mark still digs me even as a lesbian, so.
And that's all that matters, because at the end of the day, Mark is your partner, you know? So, as long as he's still attracted to you.
Yeah.
If he's attracted in lesbian mode, that's fine.
Yeah, whatever. He knew what he was getting into when he first started dating me anyway, so I was dating a girl before him, so. Whatever. You got your chicken by its neck, huh?
No.
Whoa. Took out some stuffing already. She ripped off its legs first so it couldn't run away, so she knows what she's doing. Yeah.
She knows.
So if you come to my house and I don't want you here, gotta watch out.
Alright. Well,
let's get
I guess we can just
business.
jump into it. We have our gargoyle.
Yes. Thank you for joining us today.
Let's start off in the cat corner.
The cat.
I think we originally called it the cat corner.
I think so too.
And we agreed. We agreed to the cat corner. But yeah, here we are in the cat corner.
The cat corner. The cat corner. Welcome to the cat corner. You get a new intro every time.
You get a new song every time because we don't remember what the first one was. And you know what? So it's just different every time. You get a different one every time.
Really makes me have to be imaginative here.
All right. So let's start off with our cat facts. As always, we start with our cat facts.
Cat facts.
I was over here wiggling my fingers.
Doing the jazz
hands,
sorry.
Laura to do cat facts. All right. we'll give you a couple of little facts here. So the oldest cat video dates back to 1894 and is called Boxing Cats.
Okay, thank you for that.
Fantastic.
Boxing cats. Are they boxing? Are they boxing?
They might be boxing each other. I don't know.
And I wonder, do they put boxing gloves on them? That's questions
Probably.
I need answered.
Probably.
Little minis.
While cats are seen as having a lower social IQ than dogs, they can solve much more difficult cognitive problems when they feel like it, of course.
I don't doubt it, alright?
And
see, that's the life. You don't have to use your brain, but if you want to, you can.
Exactly.
But otherwise, you get to eat and sleep in the sun and get pets.
Yeah. Alright. So now we're gonna do our little cat story. This little blog I found, it's blog.britishnewspapersarchive.co.uk.
Thank you.
And it looks like they're cattails, and I think they're from like old newspapers.
I love that.
So they're like little stories from old newspapers. So this first one, I'm gonna read you the first one today. We'll just kind of go through each one.
I think that's
Each
really
episode.
fantastic.
We're gonna extend these things out, okay, guys? It is called The Cat and the Lark. Our first remarkable cat tale comes from the London paper, The Morning Post, from 1822. It was in the 19th century that cats became more popular as pets, and this particular article details an extraordinary cat from Edinburgh. This cat belonged to a shoemaker in the south side of Edinburgh, who also kept a lark. One day, the shoemaker was cleaning the lark's cage when the bird flew away. The Morning Post describes how, the lark being a favorite, its loss was much lamented. But then something remarkable happened. The newspaper details how, about an hour and a half after the lark had disappeared, the cat, belonging to the same person, made its appearance with the lark in its mouth, which held it by the wings over the back in such a manner that the bird had not received the least injury. The report adds how, after bringing the lark back and dropping it onto the floor, the cat looked up to those who were observing her and meowed, as if to attract attention to the capture. The lark was unscathed by its adventure, occupying its wiry prison with the same noisy cheerfulness as before in its singular adventure. So basically, the lark got away, and the cat went and caught the lark and brought it back. I'm like, see,
here.
I did good.
I can do good things too, Mom. Dad,
I did good.
Wherever you are.
Do you need to deal with Chloe?
I'm going to have someone deal with Chloe.
Yeah.
Because you were like, yes, and the cat meowed, and she's like,
yeah, I heard her
that
little
is
growl.
not a
I'm
meow.
I'm like, I am just gonna bust through this little blurb.
On cue, but wrong sound, ma'am.
I know, right?
I do have a little cat story if I can share with you.
Of course.
It doesn't involve, like, my cats, but I was walking Chloe, and this man pulled, like, up to, like, he was gonna leave his driveway, but he parked and then across the street got his mail first. Mm-hmm. And Chloe's just, whenever that stuff happens, is just fixated on it, and she borderline cannot walk. She was actually doing pretty good for Chloe, because I try to train her that if we keep walking, it's okay. But this man left his driveway, pulled up kind of next to me, and was like, you know, this is why I've always preferred just to have a couple cats. And I was like, you know, she makes me think that too sometimes. And then, but a car was coming, and he was like, but she's beautiful, so have a good day. And then he drove only a couple feet, pulled into the driveway closest, turned around, and then went the other direction. So he left his driveway just to tell me how cats are better, and then turned around and left. And it's like an 80-year-old man.
Oh, look, it's like, well, I also have cats.
I know, right?
You're not wrong.
I know. In my head, I was just like, well, not every dog is a fucking menace to society like Chloe.
No.
So, but I'm like, Jesus, man.
Oh my goodness. It just so happens that there are a good chunk of menaces out there. But
Big
we
time.
still love them. We still love them.
We still love them, because she's also hilarious a lot of the time.
She tries really hard to be a good girl. She does.
And it's been a long winter.
Yeah. Yeah, it has.
So less running around for her.
It's okay, girl. We all feel the crazies.
For real.
We all feel the crazies.
We're in it with ya, girlfriend.
Alright, well that's the cat story. And of course, as always, they will be linked down below. We always link the articles we read from in the description or the show notes. Alright, now I don't know if I'm remembering correctly, but I think it's you first this time.
I think so too.
I think it's you first. We go so far in between recordings sometimes that I forget who went first, and I'm like,
Who, what, where, when, why?
Don't know. Off of memory, it's you this time.
It is indeed me. And I will say that I've read part of this. But it's not too long. However, it's like one of those like topics that I put in my notes to like look up. But it's been so long since I put it in there that I didn't know who, like where I heard about it, like who said it, where I wanted to like talk about it. Couldn't even remember what it was.
I do that all the time. I do that all the time too. Don't you worry. I will get a topic from somewhere and I'm like, I can't remember where I got this idea from, but it was such a good idea.
It looks like I wrote it down like 6 months ago, so fucking know it. But it seems pretty cool. And it's called, the blurb in my notes was the Philadelphia experiment. Have you ever heard of it?
I think so.
Because Kaylie is well versed in like everything, so
everything macabre and weird. And
yeah, literally anything.
If there's a weird macabre story out there, I've more than likely heard it, and it drives Laura mad.
Not even just that, just weird facts. You just know. I don't know how you retain so much information.
I know such weird shit. When you start telling me about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I do know that.
I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm just fucking over here in La La Land all the time.
It's okay, Laura.
It is. It's whatever. It's why we balance each other in a lot of ways. But it starts as, and actually, I'm going to send this link to you now because otherwise, girl, who knows?
Thanks.
Because it's the only link I am going to use today. And it's from military.com. As military urban legends go, the Philadelphia experiment is one of the creepiest and most grotesque ever. It alleges that there was a secret U.S. Navy experiment on the USS Eldridge during World War II and claims the ship was made invisible or cloaked to radar and even teleported or time traveled. This is also, I believe they made, if not one movie, but 2 movies on it, depending on the time period. Originating from claims by Carl M. Allen and Morris K. Jessup in the 1950s, proposed explanations include mistaken identity, misinterpretation of real experiments, and fabrication for entertainment, as all conspiracies go. Mm-hmm. It has endured as an infamous World War II conspiracy theory, but is there any truth to it? Let's take a look. According to legend, on October 28, 1943, the USS Eldridge, a Cannon-class destroyer escort, was conducting top-secret experiments designed to win command of the oceans against the Axis powers. The rumor was that the government was creating technology that would render naval ships invisible to enemy radar, and there in the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard, it was time to test it out. Witnesses claim an eerie green-blue glow surrounded the hull of the ship as her generators spun up, and then suddenly the Eldridge disappeared. The ship was then seen in Norfolk Naval Shipyard in Virginia before disappearing again and reappearing back in Philadelphia. The legend states that classified military documents reported that the Eldridge crew were affected by the events in disturbing ways. Some went insane, others developed mysterious illnesses, but others still were said to have been fused together with the ship, still alive, but with limbs sealed to the metal.
I wonder if this is where like Pirates of the Caribbean got inspiration.
That's what I was
thinking.
thinking.
For the scene where like Will's dad is, like, literally absorbed by the ship. I wonder if they got some inspiration from this story.
I wonder, too. Because that's immediately what I thought of, too.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of a cool scene in
where my brain went was the scene when you see Will's dad being absorbed by the ship and, like, other...
And there's other beings there,
others.
like looking at him.
That's immediately what that made me think of.
Which I dig. I like when, like, movies and books and stuff can pull from, like, cool events like
when they get inspiration from, like, real... I use quotations around real because obviously...
It's a conspiracy.
This is more of a conspiracy, but especially when they pull from real events or, like, real conspiracies and things like that.
I agree.
Are out there in the actual world, and then they take inspiration from it. Oh, we got a Harley.
I do have a Harley. She's been coming around so much. We love it. She's finally feeling comfortable enough to tell Chloe to fuck off every single time.
Good.
Yeah.
You tell that dog, fuck off.
Yeah. She's like, you smell in my general direction, I'm hissing at you.
You look at me, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Yeah, I'll kill you. That's what she said. She said, I'll kill you, get out of here.
And I think Henry also looks out for her a lot. She'll like, Henry will like sit at the water dish and look towards like us and Chloe while Harley drinks, and I'm like, look at you.
Look at you protecting your sister.
Oh. Yeah, it was so cute, because Henry's gotten an attitude with Chloe sometimes now. I'm like, good for you, bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, those terrible, terrible, nightmarish details are actually convincing reasons why the Eldred stories gained so much momentum, because, I mean, if Pirates of the Caribbean gained momentum for it, they definitely did.
Yeah.
In a 1994 article for the Journal of Scientific Exploration, Jacques F. Lavelle, I'm dyslexic
Jacques
for sure.
F.
Lavelle. I'm apparently dyslexic all of a sudden, because the V and the L.
F.
Valet theorized that deep-seated imagery is key to planting a hoax into the minds of the masses and of the educated public. But before we break down what really happened that day, let's talk about the man behind the myth, Carl M. Allen, who went by the pseudonym Carlos Miguel Allende. In 1956, Allende sent a series of letters to Morris K. Jessup, author of the book The Case for the UFO, in which he argued that unidentified flying objects merit further study. Jessup apparently included text about unified field theory because this is what Allende latched onto for his correspondences. In the 1950s, unified field theory, which has never been proven, attempted to merge Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity with electromagnetism. In fact, Allende claimed to have been taught by Einstein himself and could prove the unified field theory based on events he witnessed on October 28, 1943.
Oh, boom.
Allende claimed that he saw the Eldridge disappear from Philadelphia Naval Yard, and he further insisted that the United States military had conducted what he called the Philadelphia experiment and was trying to cover it up, as the government does.
Also, if we're honest here, eyewitness testimony is not the most reliable.
Like ever.
As is proven in most court systems.
Yep.
You cannot fully trust eyewitness testimony.
Just because your eyes see it doesn't mean, like, your brain sees something. Your brain tries to, like...
Well, yeah, and
also
when you try to recall
brains.
memory, half the time you recall it different than it actually is.
Of course. I mean,
especially if it's a situation where it's a high-stress scenario, you're less likely to actually remember key details.
Which makes a lot of sense, so... We only, trust them, like, with a grain of salt. Exactly. But Jessup was then contacted by the Navy's Office of Naval Research, which had received a package containing Jessup's book with annotations claiming that extraterrestrial technology allowed the U.S. government to make breakthroughs in unified field theory. Also, we also have to take our government with a grain of salt, so we can't believe anything they do too.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's equal on both sides here. That's why it's considered a conspiracy theory, because nobody fucking actually knows.
Exactly.
This is one
Trust
of the...
nobody.
Trust nobody is the basic rule of thumb here. This is one of the weirdest details. The annotations were designed to look like they were written by 3 different authors. One maybe extraterrestrial, ? According to Vallet's article for the Journal of Science Exploration, Jessup became obsessed with Allende's revelations, and the disturbed researcher took his own life in 1959. It wasn't until 1980 that proof of Allende's forgery was made available.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Inexplicably. Okay. Inexplicably. I was like, I said all the correct letters in there. 2 ONR officers had 127 copies of the annotated text printed and privately distributed by the military contractor Varro Manufacturing, giving wings to Allende's story long after Jessup's death. So what really happened aboard the USS Eldridge that day? According to Edward Dungeon, cool-ass last name.
Great last name.
Edward Dungeon, and also, I don't know, I'm not usually a fan of Edward, but it kind of goes. Who served in the U.S. Navy aboard the USS... Aboard. It's all the same. There's all the same letters.
They're just arranged differently.
Am I dyslexic? Am I learning this now?
I think you might be, Laura. Live realization and learning, folks. Laura is learning live.
Especially since I should send you the link beforehand. I forget you read it with me, and I'm like, now it's even crazier.
She is dyslexic as fuck. I know. I follow along, and I'm like, actually,
all those letters are there, but in fact, in a different order.
You're just reading it in the wrong order, there, my dear.
It really got me when I said Lavelle instead of Valley or whatever his last fucking name was. But he served aboard, right, my bad, on the USS Eggstrom. Is that how it's supposed to?
Yeah.
Which was dry docked in the Philadelphia Naval Yard, while the Eldridge was. Both ships did have classified devices on board. They were neither invisibility cloaks nor teleportation drives designed by aliens, but instead they scrambled the magnetic signatures of ships using the degaussing technique, which provided protection from magnetic torpedoes aboard U-boats. How Stuff Works suggested that the green glow reported by witnesses that day could be explained by an electric storm or St. Elmo's fire, which, in addition to being an American coming-of-age film starring the Brat Pack, is a weather phenomenon in which plasma is created in a strong electric field, giving off a bright glow almost like fire. Finally, inland canals connected Norfolk to Philadelphia, allowing a ship to travel between the two in a few hours. The USS Eldridge was transferred to Greece in 1951 and sold for scrap during the 1990s, but Allende's hoax would live
sold for
on.
Scrap.
Yeah, exactly. After all that, it sold for scrap in the 1990s, but the Allende hoax would live on in our effing nightmares forever.
I just love that so much. There's this big conspiracy around this fucking military ship, and a lot of these big ships that have these conspiracies around them get turned into some sort of attraction. Not the USS Eldridge. They're like, nah, scrap it. Scrap it.
It's a fucking lie anyway.
Yeah, we don't want it anyway. It's ridiculous anyway. It's not even real.
There really were bodies singed into all the stuff, so they were like, oh,
we gotta get rid of this. Sorry, y'all. We gotta X-nay this the fuck out of here.
So who fucking knows, really?
Who fucking knows, man? It is an interesting one, because I mean, at the end of the day, no, it's not that it just disappeared, it's computers.
Yeah.
And magnets, basically, that make it that your computer can't sense me, because my magnets send your shit all haywire and stuff.
Also known as science.
It's a science.
Coming of age science that just you didn't understand.
Have you ever watched Disenchantment?
No.
You would know it. So it's an animated show, but it's like a fantasy world. They're kind of like in a Middle Ages type place, and there's a season where they go and they discover that there's like a city not that far from them, but like a fully advanced city with lights, electricity, everything. And
fuck.
The main character, she can't say science correctly. She says science. So Nick and I always say science. A science occurs.
Science occurs.
It's a science. A science is happening, and there's just a scene where she's like, "It's science or science," and they're like, "Science, science." We're saying the same thing, basically.
We're saying the same thing.
Like, what are you talking about here?
Like
I
me
think
and
you would absolutely love Disenchanted.
I think now that you talk about it in terms of it being like a medieval cartoon, I can picture it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, I think you would actually really enjoy that show. I love it so much.
I've been
stupid humor, like, but it's fun.
Is it like 30 minutes type of a deal?
Yeah, like a 30-minute episode, roughly 20 to 30 minutes or something.
I'll probably check it out because like
it's on Netflix.
Something in the morning.
I don't know if you have Netflix.
I have all of them.
All right, yeah. So it's on Netflix. I don't think this is going to be a super long episode, you guys, because my article is not going to be super long.
Well, that's good, because last one was long, so this one makes up for it.
2 hours or so. It was long, which is fine.
Of course.
It's just going to suck when I sit down for the 2-hour one, because I'm pretty sure that's the next main episode that comes out.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to tell you the title of this article, because it's going to give it away.
I get that.
It's going to give it away.
I get that.
But you'll learn it. It's not going to take long for us to get to what's happening here.
Got it.
All right. So we're just going to start reading.
I'm going to push my microphone back so I can eat my cashews. My salty cashews.
You guys gotta have my snack. It's okay. I can edit out any chewing sounds. Don't worry. I'm going to already have to edit them out from my track, more than likely. So, all right. On December 30th, 1952, a double-decker bus drove onto Tower Bridge on its usual route between Shoreditch and Dulwich. It was late in the evening, dark, and the temperature had dipped below freezing. It was a couple of weeks after the Great Smog had brought London to a standstill, and although that particularly foul miasma had disappeared, smog still regularly reduced visibility. The traffic lights were green. There was no ringing of a warning handbell. Albert Gunter, the driver, traveling at a steady 12 miles per hour, or 19 kilometers an hour, proceeded onto the bridge. Then he noticed the road in front of him seemed to be falling away. He and his bus, its 20 passengers, and one conductor were on the edge of the southern bascule, a movable section of the road which was continuing to rise. It was too late to go back, too late to stop. So the former wartime tank driver dropped down 2 gears and slammed his foot on the accelerator. Mr. Gunner spoke to Time magazine, and his interview was published in its foreign news section on the 12th of January, 1953. Everything happened terribly quickly, he told the Times. I realized that the part we were on was rising. It was horrifying. I felt we had to keep on or we might be flung into the river. One of the passengers, Peter Dunn, said, "Before we knew it, we were going across Tower Bridge. But just as we had gone over the first half of the section that goes up, there was a loud crashing sound, and I was thrown to the floor." The superintendent engineer of the bridge said the bus had sufficient speed to bridge the gap, but the rear wheels must have fallen with quite a jolt. So I'm assuming the force of the bounce probably has some impact on those wheels. The suspension on buses usually isn't great already. Now add to the fact that you just jumped a bridge. Motherfucker, you're lucky those wheels all stayed on.
For real, because if you've ever been on a bus through school and you've sat in the back of the bus, you know that there are some bumps that they hit that they go like
you
head
fly
to the ceiling.
Which is like why it's insane to me that buses aren't required to have seatbelts.
Yeah.
At least waist ones, you know?
I've seen people go flying.
Like, Jesus Christ.
So it's like for that to happen
People
just on a
used to,
school bus
like,
for funsies?
People used to intentionally try to get themselves to be flung up. Like,
Yep.
yeah. Everything was unclear to Mr. Dunn, jumbled with other passengers on the floor until the bus came to a halt. Then Mr. Gunter came round to invite us to have a look at the gap. Passengers, conductor, and driver duly fled off the bus to have a look. Mr. Dunn continued, "The driver then told us that he started to drive across the opening part of the bridge. He realized that the side that the bus was on was going up. He said he could only think of two options and as to what to do. One was to stop the bus and hope someone would realize what was happening and stop it, the bascules being opened, but that left the possibility of the bus slipping and perhaps toppling into the river. The other was to continue driving and to jump the gap. He said that he had been a tank driver during the war and that a tank would have had no trouble getting to the other side and decided to see if the double-decker could do the same."
A double-decker, too, so the people on the
Yeah.
top of the back
Yeah,
of the
can
bus
you
went
imagine?
freaking through the roof.
Dude, for real, like, you gotta remember, this is a double-decker
I forgot
bus.
about that little tidbit there. What if
There's
you were on the shitter?
Double, like, there's double the amount of people that would be on a normal fucking bus. And they're not just, it's not an extra long bus, no, it's on top
Although
of your...
those a lot of the time can have seatbelts, at least now. I don't know in the 50s.
1950s, I think it said, so, yeah, crazy stuff. So thanks to his quick thinking, we were all delivered safe to the other side.
I wonder, if he made the previous call, if he would have been right in terms of them. I mean, I'd assume, given the bridge did not stop opening, even when they were trying to
I
go
don't think
over
it did. Yeah, I don't think it did. I don't think they saw the bus on the bridge.
How do you not see a double-decker bus?
Yeah, I think, well, because of the smog, remember it said that there was still smog, so there was still some residual smog left over, so it could have been like foggy when the bus was driving up to the bridge. Yeah. Nobody
awesome.
on the bus was physically injured. Was seriously physically injured. One broken leg for the conductor and one fractured collarbone for a passenger. Although all were obviously shaken. One young woman, though, found it difficult to resume normal life as she was too distressed by the incident to board another bus. May Walshaw, who was one of the people flung to the front of the vehicle, regained her nerve after Mr. Gunter helped. She got on to the number 78 with Mr. Gunter driving, and together they crossed the Tower Bridge once more. In September 1953, Miss Walshaw became Mrs. McDonald, and Mr. Gunter, by now a firm friend, was at the wedding.
Aww.
He was basically like, "Girl, come on. I'm gonna drive you myself. We've been through this already together. Let's go across that bridge together. Let's go."
See, that's the thing. It wouldn't even be a bus that scared me. It would just be that bridge.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure it was a combination of the two, because she was on a bus, so that's going to be a trigger in general. But then, of course, it's the crossing the bridge itself that is probably the terrifying part for her, which is understandable after experiencing that. Like, totally understandable. But good on the bus driver for being like, "No, I'm gonna help you personally get over this. You're gonna get on my bus. We're gonna go together. We're gonna go across this bridge.
And if we have to jump this, we're gonna make it. So let's go.
Yeah, we'll get through this together. Let's go, girl.
We've done it
Let's
once.
do it
again."
Oh my gosh. So as the Daily Mail reported on January 3rd, 4 days after the incident, the main question people were asking today was, why did it happen? Why indeed? The normal warning signals given to traffic when a lift was imminent were red traffic lights and the ringing of a handbell by a bridge operator. The day after the incident, Mr. Gunter said the lights had been green and there was no bell. A city police inspector insisted that the usual warning signals were given. After a brief inquiry, the Corporation of London accepted responsibility for the accident. The Bridge House Estates Committee, which owns and is responsible for the maintenance of several bridges over the Thames, stated it appeared that the accident was attributed to an error of judgment on the part of the responsible employee at the bridge. It added, the committee will have a report made to them on the incident and will consider whether any further steps should be taken. As a reward, London Transport, as a reward from London Transport, Mr. Gunter was given £10, which is the equivalent of about, how much do you think, Laura? Today.
£10?
Yep, £10. How much do you think that is today?
So not only do I have to do the time math, but I also do the
Just do a little guess. Just do a little guess. It's not that much, so
like $150.
You're halfway there. $3.50.
Okay.
Like $3.50 today. So £10 was worth about $3.50 today. And a day off. He got £10 and a day off.
And a day off for all that trauma.
He was
Saving
awarded.
all lives.
He was awarded the cash at a ceremony, and when asked what he would do with the bonus, he said, 5 for me and 5 for the missus. Mr. Gunter later received a reward of £35 from the city corporation and a week's holiday in Bournemouth.
Damn
His
right.
children
Bit
were
more.
also invited to the Lord Mayor's children's party. Tower Bridge opened in 1894, 8 years after construction work began. It was originally designed to be It was originally designed to be a sort of drawbridge, which required ropes or chains to pull up the road. But Tower Bridge's roads were too heavy to be opened in that way, so it is instead a bascule bridge in which the roads move like a seesaw and pivot. It was built because the city needed a bridge downstream from London Bridge without disrupting river traffic. Opening and closing is done with 8 large cogs, 1 meter in diameter, 4 on each side, which rotate. The power required to rotate the cogs was initially supplied by steam and then, after 1976, by electricity. The bridge was made with caisson foundations, prefabricated hollow substructures designed to be placed on or near the surface of the ground, sunk to the desired depth, and then filled with material to weigh it down. And that is the story of the London bus that jumped over the Tower Bridge gap.
The almost tragedy turned into a ballsy...
Hold on, sorry, let's look at I'm muting it. There's a video. Hold on, let me share my screen with you really quickly.
There's a video of this jump? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't think it's of the jump. It's just of them, like, awarding this dude. I don't know if you can hear it.
No. Did they jump that right there?
That's the bridge, yeah.
Fully open, they jumped that?
Huh?
Did they jump that? Like, with that
Yeah,
picture?
that's the bridge that they jumped, I think.
Because that's pretty open.
Yeah. That's a pretty decent gap to...
Yeah, it is.
Hold on, let me get
And I
to
also
it.
wouldn't in my head think a tank could jump that.
No!
Because tanks are
Hold on,
freaking
hold on.
beastly.
That's a pretty decent gap. Like, that...
I wonder if it was maybe not as lifted. I don't know.
Well, because I think they were probably at about this point when they realized it was lifting.
Yeah.
And he probably gunned it, and then...
Fuck it.
That's still a decent gap. But that's probably about where it was when,
That's some evil Knievel shit.
Dude, that's crazy shit, man. Crazy, crazy
I wouldn't want to
shit.
go back on that bridge, man.
Fuck no. I wouldn't
Especially
want to
since
go
it's
on...
human error.
I don't think I would want to go on another bridge at all after
Yeah.
that. Especially if I knew it was one that lifted. Like,
Mhm.
I would never go on a lifting bridge again. But yeah, no, because it was human error. It wasn't the fact that, like, a machine malfunctioned or anything like that, because this wasn't an automated thing at the time. It was a human error. The human in charge of the bridge was not paying attention or didn't see the bus in the fog and didn't
And also,
alert.
like, just didn't...
But also just in general didn't even alert that the
They were
bridge
like,
was
I think
lifting.
It's fine. They can still make it.
They're fine.
It's
Nobody's
fine.
around right now, so we don't need to warn anyone that, like, the bridge is
Oh, look,
lifting.
a bus.
Oh, shit. Hey, there's a bus on the bridge.
Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Fuck, 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 fuck. Like, what the fuck?
What did they award the passengers that almost died, alright?
I know, like, it doesn't mention anything about any of the other passengers getting any sort of compensation. It's literally just the bus driver who had to do the daring task of trying to save everyone.
Right, but Everybody in that situation's got trauma, okay? You gotta give them
Dude,
something.
for real. Let's see if there's anything that tells us. Oh my god, the picture of it is crazy. Hold on, you see this little picture that they did in the newspaper. Look at this picture.
You gotta send that to me, alright?
Like, oh my god.
That's adorable. Could you imagine being on the top front of that double-decker? You'd be
Oh
seeing
my god,
yourself
no.
fucking flying.
Oh,
I mean, all the pictures show it with that amount of, like,
yeah,
distance between.
that's a pretty decent gap.
I wish there was, like, a simulation thing that they could...
Trying to
us.
drive, like, different sized buses over the fucking gaps.
But just to see, like, what it looked like when it happened.
Dude,
like,
for real.
I
That'd
need to
be
know what this
insane.
looks like.
Dude, for real. I
From
love
all
the idea
angles.
of that.
From looking at it
Yes.
and from being in it, alright?
Yes, absolutely.
And even though he
Absolutely.
saved the day, I don't know if I would have made that choice. But I've
No.
also never driven a tank over stuff
No,
like that,
so I don't know that my brain would go to that option. You know,
Yeah,
like,
same.
hey, let's just gun it and
Let's
hope
keep
for the
going.
best.
Fuck it.
Let's just- we got this. All right, I think that's it. I think we're gonna end it here. We managed to keep it under an hour, guys.
I know, way under an hour, because I mean, it was like 10 minutes of figuring out Chloe stuff. Getting
Yeah,
my walnuts.
seriously.
Oh, cashews,
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. But yeah, that's it. That's where we're gonna end it. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, topic ideas, whatever, you can hit us up at the email, which is chaosandcatspodcast@gmail.com.
Send us cat stories right now.
Exactly. Send us your cat stories. We want all your cat stories. You can hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all at Chaos and Cats Pod, YouTube, as well as Chaos and Cats Podcast. We also have our personal Instagrams linked down below in the episode description. Everything is linked down there. Everything. The sources we use,
Click it
all
up.
of the places you can find us. It's all linked down below. It's all right there for you. And that's it.
That's what we
That's
got.
the end of the episode. Have a lovely rest of your day, evening, whatever it is.
See you next
Goodbye.
time, motherfucker.